Did you ever want a guide for how to paper tune with wheel lean? Why don't we make one for you? Hello and welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm FJJ here with PodiumArcher.com talking about paper tuning the right way. And when I say the right way, I mean with wheel lean, not rest movement. The ideal position of your Arrowrest on most bows is 13/16 off the riser. Now confirm with your manufacturer on where they recommend it to go at. However, when you move your wheel lean left and right, it changes your paper tear. So what we thought we would do real basic for you, so you had a guide at home on how to do it, is we're going to move the wheel all the way left and show you what the tear looks like, and move the wheel all the way to the right and show you what the tear looks like, so you know moving it which way your tear will react. So when you get a tear and you have a funky little look to it, you can look at that and go, oh, I need to move my wheel to the left because of this little guide right here. So this is my carbon one that I shot in late season last year. And I was going to retune it, possibly shoot it again. I haven't decided for sure, but we're going to go ahead and jack it all up because it is all nice and tuned, but why not? We're using Bowtech for one very simple reason. It's way easier to move this crap. So for making this video, it'll take me literally as long as it runs to move this stuff. So we're going to go ahead and drive you all the way to the left. Now this is going to look extreme. Okay, so that's maxed out. I'm going to come off a little bit, lock that screw down. Go to the left on this one. You can do this with most bows built today. It's just what tools you have to have and what equipment you have to do it. Like I said, we're doing Bowtech because it's all provided in an Allen wrench adjustment. So it's super simple. All right, this is wheels as far to the left as they go. And let's see what our paper tear looks like. This did have a clean hole before I just jacked it all up. Ooh, that was my elbow, if you could hear that. So yeah, this is really extreme. So the wheels there's a lot of wheel lean on this bow now, or the wheels are rubbing in, the cables are actually touching. So this should shoot point right, but we'll see. Point left, excuse me. So, big old gasher of a point left tear. So the answer to that is to move your wheel to the right. So if you have a point left tear, you move your wheel to the right. Now we're going to go ahead and move it all the way back to the right and show you that it changed it, and it should shoot point right. Now when you move your cams to the left, you're creating wheel lean, like a lot of wheel lean. When you move your cams to the right, you're eliminating some wheel lean. So remember those phrases. If you are a left-handed shooter, it's all opposite, okay? So just do the opposite of what we're saying here for a left-handed person, left-handed shooter. Okay, so that's as far to the right as we can go. And mind you, this is going to be the same on every bow you try, literally every bow you try. Okay, I'm going to pull that arrow, shoot it again, and you should see a point right tear. It was funny, I totally forgot I had my click. I was like squeezing, like, why ain't this going off? Click, oh! Yep, forgot about that. All right, here we go. This is cams all the way to the right. And now you can, if you stood behind them and looked at them, they're leaning the other way now, like a lot. So this will absolutely shoot point right. And if you look at the tear, it is point right. So this is the same thing you're doing with a top hat system, with PSC's pop in and out system, with Hoyt's shim system, with Elite shim system, and their drive system in the limb pocket, which they have both, by the way. Any of those bows that have that limb pocket adjustment system, they also have different shims, and you can move the cam left and right, which I would strongly encourage you to do it that way instead of the other way, because I think it's more accurate. So now I'm gonna guess about where this belongs or was to show you that it'll shoot a hole. And this should hopefully give you somewhat of a mild guide to feel comfortable of which way to move your cams to fix a tune through paper. And why you don't need to move the Arrowrest. You need to adjust the lean on the cam. Okay, let's see how good of a guesser I am. That's pretty close. I think it's leaning a tiny bit. What I'm talking about, folks, I'm actually anchoring it and then looking up at the cam and seeing if the center track of the cam and my string line up, or if I can see the left side of it or the right side of it underneath. Still a little bit smaller, but not quite right. Tear's about half the size, but still a point right, so I need to keep moving it. Which doesn't surprise me, because I could see, when I drew this back, I could see the bottom lobe of the cam to the left of the string. This one looked relatively straight though, so I'd be tempted to put this back in the draw board and see if these are a little uneven from each other, which is real common. So I'm just going to move that one, because the other one looks straighter. At the end of the day, all I'm trying to do is get these things pointed straight at each other at full draw. That's all I'm trying to do. Hopefully this makes sense to you guys, because this is critical tuning. To get your bow to perform well at distance, these things have to be relatively right. You can make it work when it's not like this, but you typically won't group as good, and you'll typically run into left or right downrange issues that you can't fix. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, that looks straighter. That one looks pretty close. I might have to go a little more. And looks like a bullet hole to me. Comment down below, and if you think that's not a bullet hole, that's totally fine. Hopefully this helped explain it a little bit. I'll try to make more videos like this that give you kind of basic things. And I'll even try to release some stuff that's way more basic on the level of tuning, because I really haven't covered a lot of that. Hopefully you'll see more of that after like October, when I'm done early season hunting and have a little bit more time. But if you're trying to do this at home, hopefully this is a guide that makes it simple enough for you that you feel comfortable doing it. Comment down below on if there's something we should have mentioned, or questions that you have that you don't quite understand what this was, or something we could have covered, or how much of an idiot I am. Those are always fun. But thanks for following along. Keep watching.